This is the Jeep factory near Warren, United States. It produces the latest Jeep Wagoneer and the more luxurious Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This Warren truck assembly plant was built in 1938 and has undergone many modernizations. Employees are attaching the front hood right now. In more modern factories, this is done automatically by robots. Once the entire body is completed, the staff performs a rigorous quality check. This is an important step before painting begins. More than 3,500 employees work at this Michigan plant. Women, men, and even the unclassified. Most of the production processes vary from factory to factory. This is due to the period in which the factories were built. After the bodywork has been painted, the next step is to paint it automatically using robotic sprayers. These robots ensure an ideal even layer of paint on the bodywork, the cheapest and best quality compared to employees. The paint is applied in 3 layers. The first is anti-corrosive, the second is a leveling primer, and the third is the final paint. Immediately after the paint dries, quality control is again performed by the following employees. In 2024, Jeep added an all-electric vehicle called the Jeep Wagoneer S to the lineup. On the main assembly line, employees will now connect the wiring, sound insulation, and all other interior components. The body swivels around its axis to allow employees to easily work on the underside of the cab. During assembly, it is automatically transported between stations using sliders. This Warren factory has several floors, and the cars move automatically using these lifts. Over the decades, production logistics has become an extremely sophisticated system that leads to time and money savings. The Wagoneer inscription can be easily stuck to the front and rear of the car, so it can be pulled off. Jeep is also trying its best to replace as many human workers as possible with robots. At the same time the body is being assembled, work is being done on the chassis of the future Jeep Wagoneer. Fuel tanks, wiring, front and rear axles, brake discs are added here. Just before the chassis is joined to the body, a huge engine is added to the chassis. The United Auto Workers in the United States has approximately 400,000 members. The United Auto Workers, UAW, is improving wages, benefits, working conditions, and rights on the job for auto workers. As of February 24, 2024, the UAW has more than 391,000 active members and more than 580,000 retired members in over 600 local unions, and holds 1,150 contracts with some 1,600 employers. It holds assets amounting just over $1 billion. Production of the 4th generation Jeep Wagoneer began in 2021. It is still in production and is a popular vehicle in the US. As you can see, the front dash and seat assembly is the same as other Jeep models. On all cars, the doors are fitted as the last part after the entire car interior has been completed. The Wagoneer base model is now standard with 18-inch wheels. It used to be 20s. The shower at the end is also an important part of the production process. This ensures the most beautiful appearance at the time of sale. The Grand Wagoneer is positioned as a more luxurious and premium model, with higher-end features and materials. The Jeep brand has been in decline in recent years. However, the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are selling more and more. The difference in a Grand Wagoneer and a regular Wagoneer is the level of luxury. Grand is the mark of higher luxury. This is production of the latest Jeep Gladiator at the American factory in Toledo. Production begins with the pressing of the parts and is followed by automated welding of the Jeep bodywork by these large robots. The average wage for these workers on the Jeep assembly line is around $28 per hour. Do you prefer cars from this American factory, or is the production in Japan a guarantee of higher quality for you? Employees use alignment forms and holders to accurately adhere the emblem. Now, Jeep logos and chrome accessories can easily be applied to the body. This Jeep emblem is only glued on. Thanks to a strong union, employees in this factory have no mandatory dress code. Now the employees work together to fit the various plastic elements of the cars in. The car moves slowly across the factory on a slow-moving belt. Hydraulic robotic arms are used to lighten heavy parts, and lifting arms are built into the ceiling above the assembly line. The entire front dashboard is assembled separately in another part of the factory. 2 employees assemble the car's front dashboard in just a few minutes. Snapping the front bumper on the Jeep Gladiator is a very easy operation in the manufacturing process. The front bumper is mainly for visual effect, otherwise it's nothing special. This yellow robot is used to apply extra strong car window adhesive. These women now don't have to carry the heavy weight of the window and glue the window straight onto the car body. Employees are only required to wear safety glasses and, at most sites, gloves. Unlike European car companies, they don't have to wear a helmet here, which is quite interesting. Now you're watching the first Jeep Gladiator body-to-chassis connection. This production process is called the marriage, and it's finally starting to look like a car. The connection is automated at this American factory in Toledo. Everything takes place under the remote supervision of inspectors via cameras. And now it's onto the main assembly line again. The seats are packed in a protective plastic bag to minimize the risk of damage. The manufacturer tries to attach as many parts of the Jeep as possible easily by snapping them on. Simplicity is power. Almost at the end of the production line, Jeep wheels are added in 17 or 18 inches. Tightening to the right torque is ensured by this automatic device. At the end of the assembly line, quality control and testing of all elements of the new car is carried out. If all is well, the new Jeep Gladiator will be loaded onto the train and transported to the dealership. This is video footage of the 4th generation Jeep Wrangler JL4XE in production. This is the most powerful JL engine ever. It comes with a 6.4 Hemi 5.8 engine that produces 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. Production takes place at the Toledo Assembly Complex North Plant. Sections of the facility have operated as an automobile assembly plant since 1910, initially for Willys Overland. More than 6,000 employees work here, and the factory complex covers an area of over 3,640,000 square feet. The 2-door Wrangler and 4-door Wrangler Unlimited feature an exterior design that is reminiscent of the 1997 through 2006 Wrangler TJ, with a raked front grille with 7 vertical slots and round headlamps that integrate into the front grille. This 4xe Jeep Wrangler is a plug-in hybrid PHEV. Inserting the battery pack into the floor of the Jeep is secured by a crane. It uses a 17 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack that gives it an EPA estimated range of 21 miles and an EPA rated 49 miles per gallon equivalent. The Jeep Wrangler 4xe has an opening roof block. This is assembled as one piece at a time. In base trim, the Jeep Wrangler 4xe has 20 by 8-inch wheels. Here again, the final stage of the main assembly line is the installation of all 4 doors of this popular 4-wheel drive off-road SUV. The 4xe model is particularly popular in California. Last year, it was the 4th best-selling electric car. This is the latest welding shop footage from the Detroit assembly complex Mack. Don't let the name of the factory fool you. It makes Jeep Grand Cherokee Ls and no Mack trucks. More than 4,000 Jeep employees work here. Historically, Mack engines have been built here, but as of 2021, only the Grand Cherokee. This mid-size SUV from Jeep has one special feature in the production. At its introduction, while most SUVs were still manufactured with body-on-frame construction, the Grand Cherokee has used a unibody chassis from the start. An important part of quality testing is checking the size of the gaps between the moving parts of the car. This Jeep Grand Cherokee L is the 5th generation of this popular vehicle in the United States. The entire body is immersed in a tank of anti-corrosion paint. This layer is underneath and is not visible on the car. The application of the sealant to the selected areas is handled by programmed robots. The sealant is applied to various joints and screws. Sealant is put on places where the top layer of paint should not get. You can see the position of the sealer in these video footages. Now comes the top coat of paint. These automated dyeing lines are the most environmentally friendly option. The robots ensure that the highest possible percentage of paint is sprayed directly onto the bodywork without leaking outside the car bodywork. The sequence of production activities and execution is very similar to other Jeep models, as you can see in this video. The wheelbase of the Grand Cherokee L is 6.9 inches longer than the previous generation 2-row model and 5 inches longer than its 2-row counterpart. It is equipped with an independent front and multi-link rear suspension. The Grand Cherokee L is available in 5 trim levels: Laredo, Altitude, Limited, Overland, and Summit. Now the gearbox, tanks, wiring, and everything that will be firmly connected to the chassis is being assembled. The drive shaft, clutch, radiator, slip joint, differential, and rear axle are also assembled. Jeep vehicles are raised to a height that makes it easy for employees to work on connecting the chassis to the body. The seats and many other parts are made by subcontractors and shipped to this Detroit assembly plant. Everything in the production process is planned and prepared so that it can be done quickly and easily. For the first time, the Grand Cherokee will offer a 950-watt 19-speaker Macintosh Premium amplified surround sound audio system. It received the front passenger interactive touchscreen display, which was first introduced on the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. At the end of the production line, the lights are adjusted, the horn and other control elements are tested. A test track with potholes and various obstacles tests chassis, stiffness, and cabin comfort while driving. The display features a special coating that allows only the front passenger to view it while the vehicle is in motion. New cars pass through the wash line after production is completed, but also at dealerships before sale. Jeep sold more than 973,200 vehicles in 2018. The brand's best year on record. Since then, its luck has faltered, selling just 684,600 vehicles in 2023, a nearly 30% decrease. Now the cars are just entered into the production book and are ready for loading and delivery. Each car has a predetermined collection date. Some of them are still stored in the giant car park next to the production hall. The employees in charge of this activity literally spend all day just getting in and out of Jeep vehicles. Grand Cherokee L cars that are destined for outlets closer in distance are transported using trucks. Cars for sale in Texas and other places farther from Detroit, for example, are transported by trains. Each car in a specific trim and color has a fixed delivery address. Nothing must be confused. The driver who is responsible for delivering to the store must secure all vehicles firmly on the truck and ensure that the vehicles do not move while driving. The 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L has a starting sticker price of $41,830, with the range-topping Grand Cherokee L Summit Reserve kicking off at $70,835. From ordering, you can have the car at your home in 4 to 12 weeks. This is how a battery cell is installed at the Detroit factory. This battery cell is installed in the floor of a Grand Cherokee 4xe. The 4xe PHEV powertrain, first available in Jeep Wrangler JL, is introduced to the Grand Cherokee in this generation. Starting from 2023 models, Trackhawk trim will only available in 4xe PHEV. It uses an electrically assisted 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, making a total of 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet. Installation can again be handled by both men and women with the help of brackets and boosters. Engine choices are carried over from the previous generation Grand Cherokee WK2 with two naturally aspirated units, but also added a turbocharged gasoline-electric plug-in hybrid PHEV powertrain. Employees of this Jeep factory have a bonus to their salary if they are faster than the prescribed work schedule. But conversely, they have penalties if they are slower than the prescribed schedule. The 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe has a 14 kilowatt-hour usable capacity battery and an EPA estimated electric-only driving range of 26 miles. Production processes are becoming more efficient and cheaper. That's why it's interesting that car prices keep rising. Jeep offers the Grand Cherokee in a wide range of trims, from the base Laredo to the luxurious Summit and the high-performance Trackhawk. In these few steps, you have seen for yourself the installation of the battery cell in the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. "900 Jeep Wranglers are built every day at this factory, in 2 shifts. This is how production of the classic gasoline version of the Jeep Wrangler begins in Toledo. The Wrangler has retained a body-on-frame construction and solid axles. Paint shop runs on the same assembly line as the Jeep Wrangler 4xe. The most popular Jeep Wrangler color options at the moment are Hydro Blue, Gobi Black, White, and Gecko Green. Yellow and beige are Jeep Wrangler colors with the highest resale value. If not available, green and orange are good options too. The Jeep Wrangler has been in continuous production since 1986. Over 5 million Wranglers have been produced. More than 80% of the 5 million Wranglers sold since 1986 are still on the road, having fun out there and showcasing the amazing staying power of the vehicle. The engine and transmission are assembled in another part of the factory complex. They are then transported to a warehouse near the main assembly line. This is the Wrangler Sahara Edition. This trim package represents the entry level of luxury and offers several trim features and styling upgrades that deliver a more premium experience. This assembly line also uses the rotation of the car body for better access to the wiring. This Ohio assembly line produces the classic Jeep Wrangler, Jeep Wrangler 4xe, and Jeep Gladiator. Factory employees assemble all parts according to a predetermined checklist, one by one. Several experts have commented that the Jeep Wrangler is the vehicle with the lowest depreciation after 5 years. Annual sales have stabilized around 210,000 units, US only. Around 25,000 of these cars are sold each year in Canada and around 8,000 in Europe. Car bodies are transported between floors by lifts and sometimes grabbed directly by robotic arms. By mid-2017, the 4-door models represented 3/4 of all new Wranglers on the market. Due to the high weight and precision requirements, the assembly of the front window is automated by a robot. A large number of women work on the entire main assembly line, almost 40% of them. However, the Wrangler series was specifically redesigned to be safer and more comfortable on-road to attract more daily drivers by upgrading its suspension, drivetrain, and interior compared to the CJ line. This assembly line handles several hundred body-to-chassis connections every day. Unlike conventional cars, the rear cover, hull, is attached at a later stage of production. The suspension on all Wranglers included track bars and anti-roll bars, and from the 1997 TJ onwards, front and rear coil springs instead of the previous leaf springs. Automated trolleys transport individual parts between production places independently. The extended wheelbase retained the two-door design and was dubbed. The long wheelbase continued as TJL inspired the JK's four-door version. A great emphasis in the production process is smoothness and maintenance-free. Production runs 24/7. Employees use a special tightening gun to tighten the screws, which can tighten all 5 screws at once. Employees use a special tightening gun to tighten the screws, which can tighten all 5 screws at once. Jeep Wrangler is very popular not only because of its features, but of course also because of its original look. Door assembly and disassembly is a relatively easy activity that can be handled by any experienced garage worker. In April 2022, Jeep unveiled a new concept, the Wrangler Magneto 2.0. It includes a new electric powertrain calibration, which Jeep refers to as electronic nitrous oxide, to maintain peak power for as long as 10 seconds. Please let me know in the comments section whether you like the Jeep Wrangler or prefer another Jeep model. This is what daily production of the Jeep Wrangler JK looks like at the factory in Toledo, Ohio. The Jeep Wrangler JK is currently in its 3rd generation. The Wrangler Unlimited became a big sales success. If you are interested in anything about the manufacturing process at Jeep, post a question in the comments section. I have been laboriously creating this video for over a week. I will be glad if you share it with your friends. Thanks. This is slightly older video footage from the Tipton transmission plant. I still think it's interesting and worth watching. Tipton transmission plant assembled the 5 millionth Stellantis-built 948 TE 9-speed automatic transmission. On June 19th, 2023, the last 9-speed automatic transmission rolled off the line. Stellantis plans to sell the entire factory. The carmaker reached an agreement with the United Auto Workers last year. Stellantis owns the following car companies: Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, Jeep, Ram. Employees will be able to work in other factories. thousands of transmissions were assembled here every day. However, as part of the restructuring, production is being moved to newer factories. In the past, entire gearboxes were largely assembled by human employees. In newer manufacturing factories in recent years, this activity has been largely handled by robots. In factories, therefore, a smaller number of employees. Production process optimization also seeks to create ideal lighting and noise conditions in factories. Manufactured gearboxes are always transported by forklifts to the warehouse. Workers in the factory are required to wear protective gloves, as you can see right now. The largest structure at the site, the production building, includes 520,000 square feet of usable production space, along with 45,000 square feet of office space and a 21,000 square foot basement with 3 classrooms. The property was originally said to be home of Getrag Group, which in 2007 said it planned to build and manage a $580 million, 1,400-person operation focused on producing transmissions for Chrysler.